may have ensued. So this is the situation here. An anxious media waiting to have a bite or two from President John Dramani Mahama, who again is in there at the emergency, the trauma and surgical emergency department of the 37 military hospital, receiving briefing from the high command of the military, particularly those within their medical architecture. So we'll definitely bring you the very latest as to whatever will ensue here. The news, however, is that some 12 persons have been confirmed dead while waiting to go through the process. Okay, so the president is coming out now. President John Dramani Mahama is coming out, and he's in the company of the military high command. I also see the deputy.
Calm down. Hold on. Calm down.
The short President John Dramani Mahama, who is here at the 37 military hospital. He received briefing earlier from the military high command on what really may have ensued as regards the unfortunate incidents surrounding the military recruitment. We received
General Evidence Vivian Abraham Kwabia. I need to just get something straight. There's an erroneous information going out. The casualties we have that came through were 28 in number. Those who are dead are 6 and not 12. Those who are critical and in ICU are 5. We have 12 who are fairly critical. The rest are stable. Thank you.
Hello.
Stampede was 37. So please slow down. I have an issue with you.
Me particularly?
No, your station. You have put out that the dead.
All right, so the military just clarified that 6 people are dead rather than the 12 that has been put out there. 12 in critical condition and 28 were injured, and they were brought to the 37 military hospital. My colleague Fauzu Masaudu is still there. Fauzu, if you can hear me, clarify what I just said. Did the military say that 6 are dead
at the 37 military hospital? Who briefed the media after the president's visit. So really, that's the situation here. The president was accompanied by the deputy defense minister and, of course, acting minister for defense, following the unfortunate passing of the then substantive minister, Ato Forson.
So the military have just confirmed that 6 people are dead from the stampede that happened at the LWAC Sports Stadium this morning during an ongoing military recruitment exercise, and that reports indicate that several others, apparently 28, are receiving treatment at the 37 military hospital. The president, who was en route to Kumasi for the launch of the Akoko Nkete project, moved to the 37 military hospital to assess the situation there. He just left that location where my colleague Fauzu Masaudu was briefed then by the military, who said that 6 rather are dead and not the 12 that was put out previously. So 6 people rather are dead, 12 in critical condition and 28 injured who are currently receiving treatment at the 37 military hospital. We know that across the country there's an ongoing military recruitment where personnel who have been shortlisted go through various activities to determine whether indeed they will be accepted into the military or not. Here in Accra, that is happening at the LWAC Sports Stadium, and there was a stampede earlier after thousands of young Ghanaians who were at the stadium, desperate bid to secure enlistment into the Ghana Armed Forces. Now, the intense crowd coupled with intense jostling at the entry points led to that chaos and that stampede, which resulted in multiple injuries and fatalities. We do understand that the 6 bodies have been deposited at the 37 military hospital morgue, and 28 others receiving emergency treatment at the facility's emergency ward, and security personnel have cordoned off specific areas around the LWAC Sports Stadium to ensure that such a thing doesn't occur again, and they are maintaining law and order to ensure that the recruitment exercise goes on smoothly. So the tragic incident occurred amid an extended recruitment period announced by the Ghana Armed Forces. The exercise, which was initially scheduled to close on October 31, had been extended by 1 week following technical changes on the recruitment portal, and that was in a statement signed by Colonel Evelyn Ntiamu Asamoah, who's the Acting Director General of the Public Relations Unit of the military, and she explained that the extension was necessary to accommodate applicants who had experienced difficulties during the initial phase. The story now is, and confirmed by the military, that 6 people have been confirmed dead during a stampede that occurred earlier this morning at the LWAC Sports Stadium, where military recruitment is ongoing. 28 others are injured and are receiving medical care at the 37 military hospital, and 12 are in critical condition, also receiving treatment at the 37 military hospital. We understand that the president was there, or we saw him move there from his initial plan where he was supposed to head to Kumasi for the launch of the Akukon Kitenkite project, but he veered off to the 37 military hospital to assess the situation himself. He just left the 37 military hospital, and we were addressed by a military officer who confirmed that it is 6 dead rather than 12. So 6 people have died, unfortunately, at the LWAC Sports Stadium this morning during the recruitment exercise by the Ghana Military Service. All right. So the military have just confirmed that 6 people have died, 28 casualties recorded at the LWAC Sports Stadium this morning when there was a stampede following or during an ongoing military recruitment exercise, bringing the total fatalities to 12 bringing total fatalities. So 6 people have died after the military had confirmed 6 deaths. There was indeed a statement from the military outfit confirming those 6 dead, confirming also that there have been several others injured and some in critical care receiving treatment today at the 37 military hospital. We're working the lines to speak to my colleague Fauzi Masaudu, who's on the ground for us, so he can bring us up to speed on happenings at the 37 military hospital, as well as the LWAC Sports Stadium, which is just a stone throw away. So he can give us update on whether or not the military recruitment exercise is still ongoing. He had to move from there to the 37 military hospital in order to catch the president, who had veered off his normal schedule to go to the 37 military hospital to inspect or assess the injured, as well as what happened earlier at the LWAC Sports Stadium. Now, reports indicate that others are currently receiving treatment at the ICU at the 37 military hospital. That is 12 critical people, 5 at ICU, 5 are in ICU receiving treatment, 6 dead, 28 in critical condition. We're trying to work the lines to speak to my colleague Fauzi Masaudu, who is currently at the 37 military hospital, so that he can bring us up to speed on happenings on the ground. 28 casualties recorded, 6 dead, 5 in ICU. According to the military, the stampede occurred after thousands of young Ghanaians who thronged the stadium to secure enlistment into the Ghana Armed Forces, the large crowd coupled with, intense jostling, everybody trying to enter the LWAC Sports Stadium. That is what led to the chaos, they believe, and resulted in multiple injuries and fatalities. When we earlier spoke to my colleague Fauzi Masaudu on Newsfeed at 12, one of the recruits that he spoke to did mention that it would be prudent that the military brought in more personnel so that the process would be smoother, because they would, everybody's trying to secure a spot in the military. And if you did indeed watch Newsfeed at 12, you would realize that even Fauzi was thronged by a crowd at a point when they were asked to move from one side of the LWAC Sports Stadium to another side. You saw that my colleague Fauzi Masaudu was thronged by the crowd at a point. And so the stampede, which occurred earlier, according to the military, was the large crowd which were trying to enter the LWAC Sports Stadium, and that's what led to the chaos, resulting in multiple injuries and fatalities. We have been told by the military that 6 are dead. 6 people are dead, and not the 12 that was earlier put out. So 6 people have been confirmed dead by the military, and they are currently their bodies have been deposited at the 37 hospital military morgue, while the 28 others are receiving emergency treatment at the facility's emergency ward. They also mentioned that 5 are at the ICU. They're in critical condition, but they are receiving treatment. And the security have cordoned off the LWAC Sports Stadium area, blocking all major roads leading to the LWAC Stadium to maintain order and facilitate rescue operations. So if you intend to use that stretch, you need to find alternative means to go there.
Well, these are live images from the 37 military hospital where the President of the Republic of Ghana, John Dramani Mahama, a while ago made a stop to have briefing from the military high command on the unfortunate incident that has so far characterized the military recruitment for the 2025-2026 service year. The news is that some individuals have passed away following a stampede that occurred earlier at the LWAC Stadium, where the recruitment process and screening is currently underway. And we had to quickly stop by here to also bring you live images of the President's visit. The President, of course, was in the company of the Deputy Defense Minister, Bruja Jemfi, and the Finance Minister, Kasia Latoforsen, who is acting as the Defense Minister, and also a few other government officials, of course, including the presidential spokesperson, Felix Kwache, who all made a stop here at the 37 military hospital. So if the camera is able to give us some shots, these are images here at the 37 military hospital. Some relatives of the deceased and those who are injured and receiving treatment here are present, and we tried having a word or two from some of them, but they are tight-lipped. Hopefully we get that and then bring you those bites in our subsequent broadcast. But while we are here, the recruitment is still ongoing at the 37, I beg your pardon, as the LWAC Stadium, and we rush by and go there. Okay, all right. So, if you can hear me, this has been the situation at the 37 military hospital, and the President John Dramani Mahama, like I stated earlier, made a stop here to have briefing or receive briefing from the military high command regarding the unfortunate incident, specifically the passing of some individuals, some prospective military recruits who passed away at the LWAC Sports Stadium during a stampede, while others who also sustained various degrees of injuries are receiving treatment.
All right, Fauzu, thank you so much for that update, and we'll definitely be coming to you as and when is necessary. Stay on that beat for us. And you just heard my colleague Fauzu Masaudu, who is at the 37 military hospital where the president just left, and the military clarified that the death toll in that stampede at the LWAC Stadium is 6 and not 12. We return to regular programming. I am Inisafo. Thank you. Continue to watch Channel One TV.
On Footprints this